welcome to Bro Beats. In this video I'm going to show you how to use gross beat automation. It's pretty easy once you do the basics, so I'm going to show you the basics and then you can build something really cool off of it, and you can use other effects with it, but I'm gonna just stick with gross beat. So I already have one here. Okay, now in FL, all you have to do is right click stuff and you can automate it. So as you can see over here, you just right click, create automation clip, and you can just do the whole effect. But I just made something here, right? And then I have this trance. So what you could do, there's something cool you can do. You can switch effects without making multiple gross beat plugins or whatever you want to call it. So you just create automation clip and it's going to be at the very bottom. So say you want it to come down here, right? And let's reset that one. Yeah, and then let's actually make this go slower. Okay, and a lot of people probably don't even know about this. All right, so this is the bottom and this is the very top, and you see, where is it? I don't see the number, but basically this is number one and at the top is the very last one. So what you could do is do this, right? It's just example. It should switch, and I'll pull it up to make sure it does. Okay, so you can see it switching if you look closely. Right, and then if I pull the drums in real quick. Right, so that's a trick a lot of people, and I'm not sure if I explained it in my last video, but the reason I know about a lot of this stuff is because when I actually started watching tutorials, I never watched hip hop or rap tutorials. I watched EDM stuff. So in EDM, they do a lot of automation and a lot of effects. Like, I mean, they do like a lot. Like, it's almost like another beat if you look at the automation. So I didn't watch, a lot of these people that you guys watch. I watched like EDM people and like people who made like pop music and stuff. So that's why I know a lot about, know about it, not a lot about it, but I know about it. It's not, not hard to understand. It's just like clicking stuff. So you can automate like anything in here. You see, even this. So I'm gonna do this one now. I'm gonna just show you. You just right click, create automation clip, and this is the trance. And you gotta I would just copy it. I wish they did, like steps or something, so you don't have to look at the percentage. But FL, hopefully when they update, if they update, then hopefully they'll do something about that. So change this. All right, and that's just muting it. And that, you can see there's so much you can do with just that. So hopefully that one is understandable. So I'm gonna delete this, and this is just like on your sound, right? And then you could say I don't want this and I just want this right here. You can just right click either this, okay, but I don't like this one because sometimes it doesn't work right. So you can do that, and you just right click. Okay, and then one tip here. Okay, say down here I made something, right? Well, if you had the slide on, make sure these are off. This step editing is I don't think you need it. It's just you click in stuff and then you can just hold it, see? But I think it makes things very complicated. And then a slide, make sure this is off, because if you're over here and you're like, okay, yeah, all right, here I want it to come in like right here, and then go out as the bass is coming in, blah blah blah. If you come over here and you edit and you're like, okay, let me pull this down, and then right here, this will be the down part, and then the bass will come in, blah blah blah, right here. Okay, if you come over, it will have moved. All right, so you want to take that off because it will be very annoying. You can see, and it happens to me a lot, and it's very frustrating, and it makes me just not even want to make the beat. Right, so take that off. All right, so I'm gonna redo this. Well, I guess we can do the knob. The knob is the best one in my opinion, because you can like fade it in. Right, so I'm gonna put this up because it's probably boring hearing me talk the whole time, so I'm gonna just play this a little bit while I delete it. Okay, so hopefully that was fun listening to. So now I'm gonna do the piano, the VST one, and the reason I like doing this with like a wave file, this is a wave file, but this is the VST, because sometimes the VST it delays, and I'll show you. Hopefully it delays, so I can get a good example. But if not, then you know it's whatever. So I'm gonna just make something right quick, some. All right, so say you have your preset, you could do the same thing, you know, as we just did. And this is pretty easy stuff. It's not really hard. It's just knowing about it is the problem. Knowing that it exists. But if you don't know that you can automate it, then how are you gonna automate it? You have to find out about it first, right? And I don't know why it's not playing. Let's mute it. You can see what I mean. It's not even like playing. Let's try something else. All right, there we go. And that might actually sound good. But usually what I do when I do this automation, I bounce it. So I just record it and just do another part. So when this delays, you can see it kind of delays right here. And then, but you want the full file, like the full effect. So what I would do is bounce this out, and you just arm it. Where is it? Click this and you just record it. But I don't think you need to for this one, because it's pretty, I think it's on beat actually. Yeah, so it might be cool, but you never know with FL. So we can just see what that sounds like. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And I don't think I need to really go over anything else with that. Trying to think, is there anything else? This I don't really, it's like the scratching thing, but I don't use that. The attack, you can automate that too. Again, I don't use that. I just leave it unless I'm using a gate, but I rarely use that. So you could mix in effects too, if you have two of them. So I'll just do that for you real quick, just so you can see. And then I'm gonna just switch it so that this is high pitched, and then this right here. So you can mix effects too. Let me take that out. You can see it kind of messes it up, but I'm just saying, you know, it's an exaggerated example. I'm gonna just go to bar, and you can just fade stuff in like this. And that's why I say the knob is the best, because you can do a lot with it. So yeah. And then you're gonna have a lot of clips here. So if say a sound is playing in the background, right? Like right now, you have to delete these, okay? Make sure you delete them if you're not using them. And I think this is on though. So I'm gonna take these off because I don't need them on the piano. Now the last one, well, not the last one, but I'm gonna do the bass. Okay, I'm gonna show you that you can use it with the bass too. But you kind of gotta fine tune it because the bass is a little bit more. You don't want to mess the bass up, is what I'm saying. So now you see that? That's a little trick, okay? I just gave you some sauce. All right, just gave you some gems, man. You don't have to slide it. You feel me? You don't have to slide the bass in the piano roll. You can actually do it here. So I'm gonna pull this down. And I'm gonna make it go higher. Let's see if I can make it go a little bit higher with this one. Let's see. Nah. That don't sound good. But you could make it go a little bit higher. You just got to get the increments right. And there's so much you can do, man. So say you want just a really nice part. This part is not gonna sound good because it's kind of off. All right, so let's say you want down here, okay? Let's reset it. Let's say you just want it to go up at the end like this. Right? So, like I said earlier, you can just automate it. And if you highlight it like you see here and then press the automate button, create automation clip, it'll just do that section. So you can delete that. I probably want to delete it down here too. Where's the bass? It's down here. Let's pull it up so you can see. Okay, so this is the top, and then I'm gonna switch it, turn it off, and then well, actually it's not turning it off, but switch it. And it's gonna be delayed probably, but hopefully it'll catch on throughout here. So you can see it changes, and I'll show you up here too. Right? So that's pretty simple. I'm going to delete those. I don't know why it's not. Those deleted. And now I'll show you the gate. And I will stick the stuff up here. And you can I like to do the mute one. You can do this with the volume of the bass too. It doesn't really matter what you do it with. I'm just choose one of these so you get the point. Right click the knob, create automation. You probably can't even see that. Right click the knob, automation clip. Hopefully you saw that throughout the rest of the video. So I'm gonna turn it down, and then we can put one here, and then you can just see if it mutes it on time. So that's another thing you can do. So the last one I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to do it on like a snare. They actually have a preset for the snare roll. So I'm gonna try my best to get it right. And I think we go into momentary. Maybe it's computer. Yeah. So you got the snare roll. So there you go. You just gotta find the placement, and then from there you can kind of make stuff. You can see it barely works though, but I just want to show you that you can do it. I'd never use this. I'd rather just go on the piano roll because you can see how difficult and annoying this can get. But you can. Let's see. You hear that background sound? I have reverb on it, so. So yeah, that's just some stuff you can use. A bunch of the stuff I guess you can use, but I'd rather do it in the piano roll if I were you. I'd rather just do it in the piano roll, period. But you can, because they're just one. If you think about it, they're just one hitting sounds. So like, you're not gonna have. It's not like a bass, but you can figure it out. You can do it. But I just want to show you. You know, like I said earlier, if no one shows you, you probably won't ever do it or know about it. And it might be an effect you might be looking for, you know. So I just want to show that. And it's the same stuff, you know, like we did. I know with the hi-hats, you can do this with the slow thing, whatever. Where's my... Okay, there it is. So it's working, it's just half speed. So we can try reverse. So you can imagine you can make some pretty cool sounds with that too. So I'm gonna go back and try this. I don't think it might not work still, so we can just try it. Yeah, there you go. You can do it with the hi-hats. Obviously, you got that half speed hi-hat thing. Let's do that real quick. Let's go to momentary. Half speed. Play this. And that creates a lot of bounce too, especially when you're playing the regular hi-hats with it. So yeah, that's gonna conclude this tutorial. Hopefully this helps you out. I'm gonna have to undo all these effects. Yeah, man. Hopefully this helps you out. This was a request, so hopefully this helped the guy out who asked for it. And anybody else who maybe didn't know that it even existed, that you could do that. Maybe even if you're advanced, you figure something out that you didn't know or whatever. But let me know what you think. Let me know if this helped you out in the comments, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.